So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Cold Feet, 1989. I'm giving it 1 out of 5 stars. I hated this flick. I think the best 1 star review on Netflix says it all. I wanted to like this movie, but it was awful. Not even Tom Waits was good in it. I really like Tom Waits. Bottom line, it sucked. So, this movie is really obscure, even with Tom Waits fans dislike it. It's only got 406 ratings on IMDb. It gets a 4.8 out of 10 on IMDb and a 2.7 out of 5 on Netflix. So much higher Netflix rating. Interesting. People on IMDb don't like it as much. I hated this flick. What a terrible, awful, horrible torture this was. Even the lead actress, when she's trying to entice, and she didn't impress me too much. I didn't even know who she was, quite frankly, and I didn't like her. She was not attractive. It's just my personal taste. We didn't get to see much of her anyway, so it didn't matter. I thought it might make a difference, but it didn't. I thought it would be the highlight of the movie, but it wasn't. It was the low light, just like Meg Ryan in DOA. Oh man, but not as bad. Not as bad. Even though I hated this movie more than DOA. I don't know. Just watching Meg Ryan spin around and whip her feathered hair to the beat of Billy Idol Rebel Yell. That was good enough for me. But then what followed afterwards was not good, as I mentioned to Adrian. So, Karate Man decided to wake up and post a comment in my last video. Something about desert heat. It looks like I've caught so much up on sleep, and I haven't been working as many hours this weekend as I normally do. So I got through all 3 Netflix discs. I'm ready to watch Desert Heat. And next week coming up, I've got Cloak and Dagger, 1984. Dabney Coleman. The Collector, 1965, with Tara Samp and Samantha Eggar. And then I start getting into my older movies. I think I'm going to lose a lot of people on this channel when I start reviewing older movies. I'm talking The Absent-Minded Professor, a rated G movie from 1961 with Fred MacMurray, Ed Wynn. Disney film. Oh man, a rated G Disney film from 1961. I am not looking forward to that. I am in this section of colorized movies. These are old black and white movies, mostly from the 30s and 40s, which were 50s and most of them are have been converted into color and digitized into color, I should say. Ted Turner spoiled all of them, in other words. So I wonder if I'll get any of these. I wonder if I'll get any of these colorized versions from Netflix. That'll be interesting. Okay, cold feet. I should talk about cold feet, and I'm going to be really brief, just like on IMDb and Wikipedia when you go and search for the storyline. Um, Fledgling jewel thieves. I'll read. I'll read this. Okay. Fledgling jewel thieves plan to break into the big time by smuggling emeralds from Mexico to the United States inside a horse. So there's this familiar face who plays the veterinarian. I forget the actor's name, but anyway, he's the one who puts the package inside the horse. And it's weird because he's got these emeralds, these blue emeralds, and he's like pouring them out in his hand. Then he says it's in a container. So I guess he poured it into a container off camera or something. I don't know. That was weird. So they do that in Mexico, and then they smuggle the horse across the border. This trio of amateur jewel thieves. One of them's Tim Waite, whom I've never heard of. Apparently, he's a musician who fights for the underprivileged, sort of like Woody Guthrie, I guess. But he does different music. I don't know anything about Tim Waite. He just got this gravelly voice, and he's got a ton of fans, I guess. But none of them like this movie, apparently, or at least one of them doesn't. And so he plays the murderer who's in on this jewel heist. And there's the blondie that I mentioned, Keith Carradine's fiance, and so Keith Carradine takes off with the horse and ditches both of them once they cross the border into Arizona. And apparently he rides the horse all the way to Montana, which is hard to imagine. He was trying to get an airplane or something, but he starts running towards it and it takes off. I don't know what's going on in this movie. I got so bored, and the dialogue is so unbelievably bad, and I don't mean that in a good way. Well, of course, the blondie and Tim Waite, is that his name? Cold Feet. You can see him on the movie poster. He's a red-headed dude. Tom Waits. Why did I say Tim Waite? Oh, man. That's my coworker's name. Tom Waits. Excuse me, Tom Waits fans. His name is Tom Waits. That shows you how much I know about him. Anyways, so they go chasing after him. They end up in this ranch. Keith Carradine brings his daughter to the ranch. Apparently his brother and his sister-in-law live there, but they don't trust him. And sooner or later, all three crooks are there. Then then the blondie convinces Keith Carradine to marry her. And Rip Torn enters the picture. He's a lawman, but he's posing as the non-denominational minister who's going to marry Keith Carradine and the blondie. So he puts them under arrest after they get married. He figures they're going to be punished enough when he arrests them, but he wants to punish them even more by marrying them also. I can't. It's a comedy, okay? I can't say that I didn't laugh a few times, especially at the Rip Torn character was kind of goofy, but even that wasn't enough for me to nudge it up to 2 out of 5 stars. I'd say 1.5, maybe 1.5 out of 5, just to be nice. Out of the 3 chuckles that I got out of this movie, with Rip Torn saying, telling Tom Waits to wait by the door because he has to take a leak. That was pretty good. Rip Torn is a decent actor. I'm surprised he's in this. I'm not surprised Keith Carradine or I was surprised that Jeff Bridges played the bartender. Tom Waits just goes in the bar and he starts saying, "Yeehaw!" He sees these cowboy dudes, and they all leave. And Jeff Bridges says, "Pay for your drinks." Pulls out his gun or something. That's how the rest of the movie goes, pretty much. I mean, the entire movie is like that. At one point, Keith Carradine tries to put the horse away in some vat or something, but I don't know what's going on, but then his brother is like being hijacked by Tom Waite, and eventually he pushes a horse carcass into Tom Waite, and he ends up in the vat. But then there's a plot twist in the rolling credits, that kind of thing. So yeah, pretty bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I think I tried to take a nap, but it only lasted like 15 minutes because I've been sleeping too much, and I've been taking the red line for the first time on Saturday. It's been a couple weeks, I think, since I've had red line. My body's not used to it, so forgive me for having brain seizures due to the excessive caffeine or whatever it is they put in there, the BCAA content, and what else? That's about it. I guess I could stretch this out 15 minutes. What else can I say about Cold Feet? Oh, there are no bonus features on this disc. That shows you how obscure and bizarre this movie is. And not in a good way, in my opinion, but you're either going to love this movie or you're going to hate it. It's one of those kind of movies. Trying to think of another movie that I've seen that's equally as bad as this one, but I can't remember the name of it. And I'll probably forget this one for a long time. But I just thought I'd get that review, and I watched it so that you didn't have to. So, anyways, I cooked steak instead of chicken breasts, the big ones, because I ran out of olive oil, so I couldn't really fry the chicken. And then I go to Safeway, I get the olive oil, and I can't open the cap because the little piece didn't come off when I twisted it on the bottom. So I go back to Safeway and I exchange the olive oil bottle, but I bought a ton of New York steaks for that. I think I bought like 4 of them, spent like, I don't know, $35 on 4 steaks. That's a lot of dough for meat. We can thank Biden inflation for that. But yeah, cool. So Cloak and Dagger, The Collector, and The Absent-Minded Professor. And then I'll probably start ordering Catholic-themed movies for Christmas Eve with my son. I think I have 6 in mind, but I don't think we can watch all 6 on Christmas Eve. Anyways, that's about it. I think that's all the movies that my son would be interested in are Catholic themed. He's interested in Catholic Church history, so I'm trying to hook him up with all kind of movies. Plus, when he's in high school, he can actually get an associate degree in theology online through this thing that I found. What is it called? I don't know. I have a bookmark somewhere. Here it is. You're probably going, do I really care? I know I've got it here somewhere. Here's boot camp. Web development. Well, I'll have to get back to you on that one. I just wanted to stretch out my video to 15 minutes. Let me just put it out to you that way. Sorry for boring you to death for the last 2 minutes. Laters.